the only time these two teams are going to play in the regular season. They could determine a lot here today.
And watch the matchups in this game. Hunter Tyson, who's he going to guard? Who's going to guard Hunter Tyson? Jordan Miller for Miami is a handful in terms of a matchup. And Norchad Omier, he's only 6'7", but he weighs 250 pounds. He has been a real issue for everybody he's played against down on the inside.
Tim Clockerty, Keith Kimball, Earl Walton on the whistle. And the Tigers will have first possession. And a bounce pass early for Hall with the right hand. And Wooga Poplar, the rebound for Miami. And here's Nijel Pack for a team that averages in ACC play nearly 78 points a game against the best or second best scoring defense in conference play. Clemson allowing under 66 a game. And throwaway by Pack. And the Canes turn it over on their opening possession.
Now, Miami doesn't really want to play against that set Clemson defense any more than they have to. They'd like to generate some turnovers and get the ball down the court before that defense can get established.
Well, we mentioned Isaiah Wong. He's matched up on Chase Hunter as the Tigers work on Miami's man-to-man.
Yeah, both teams started man-to-man, and that's no surprise.
Tyson.
And that's not a surprise either. Tyson, as we said, has had a fabulous year.
55th triple of the year for the grad student from east of Charlotte on Highway 74 in Monroe, North Carolina.
And Shefflin is matched up against Jordan Miller. That's a tough matchup for Shefflin.
Ball away from Miller is good. Boy, talk about underrated, undervalued, call it what you want. Jordan Miller's terrific.
He really is. He's a very, very skilled offensive player. He's got all the little moves just like the one you saw right there.
Here is Shefflin. This is Galloway, who returns to the lineup after missing a couple games. Brevin Galloway on the board.
He gives them just something that they don't have without him, and that is the ability to get in the lane and break down the defense as well as to shoot the three.
Omier against Hall. Interesting to watch how Clemson switches here against what Miami does. And there's the pressure point for the Canes offensively. Left hand shot by Miller. Omier tries to make the save. 10 to shoot, and Wong on the recovery. Baseline Miller tried to scoop, slapped out, and out of bounds. It will go to Clemson. There was only one left on the shot clock, and of course, when you talk about the Canes, Jim Larrañaga, nominated for the Basketball Hall of Fame and rightly should be inducted at 73 years of age. 713 career wins. He and Brad Brownell, 1,116 wins combined meeting today.
And Wes, interesting enough, these guys, Brownell and Jim Larrañaga, are meeting for the 26th time. That's an amazing number.
Here is Galloway on the drive. He draws the foul. A couple of free throws coming on the Omier foul. It'll be his first and the first on Miami.
We talked about Galloway and his ability to get to the basket. That time, Omier just didn't handle the screen very well, and Galloway went looking for contact.
So here's Brevin Galloway, 80% at the free throw line. Clemson #1 in conference play in the Atlantic Coast Conference at nearly 86% at the line. And the free throw good for Galloway. And of course, we mentioned Brad Brownell, the Tigers all-time winningest coach with 236 wins, and he went over the 400 win mark with a victory against Duke in mid-January. Both these guys, by the way, have 110 ACC wins. And if you don't think that's any good, that's tied for 10th all time in the conference. And the list ahead is pretty strong, as they say. Most of it in Springfield. Here's Wong, a three ball off the back rim. Hunter skies.
Miami does a great job getting back on defense. They want to set that defense and make the other team play against it.
Look at Hall whirling, and did he turn it over? He did, and in the process fouls Isaiah Wong. First on the junior P.J. Hall.
This is going to be tough for P.J. Hall to back down Omier. Omier is just too big and strong, and Hall loses possession of the ball, and then that's not a good foul. And that Brad Brownell is telling him now, hey, you're not going to be able to do that against a guy the size of Omier. Pass the ball.
Ben Middlebrooks onto the floor for the first time. Give Hall a quick break. 3 minutes into the opening half. Pack. Here's Wong. Back to Pack. Poplar spots up and hits. Wooga Poplar, sophomore from Philadelphia, with his first basket.
Well, in ACC play, Wes, he scores about 6 points a game, but he's much more valuable than that. He's long, he's athletic, he can defend, and he can score when he needs to.
46% field goal shooter. Here's Galloway catch and shoot three. 7 of Clemson's 10 belong to Brevin.
Think they missed him the other night? Woo.
Yeah, that was just one of many vacancies the Tigers had in the loss at Boston College.
Boston College played very well. They can really guard you.
Yep.
They are awfully tough, particularly up there at the Conti Forum.
Long three. Wong rings the bell. 40th triple of the year for Isaiah Wong.
And Wes, it's interesting. He can really shoot the three, but I don't think shooting the three is the best part of his game. He's really good getting the ball into the lane. He's really good in the mid-range.
Galloway can't answer from the wing. Poplar the rebound. 3-point Tiger lead, and here's Wong trying to split some pressure. Poplar inside O'Meara and one. Middlebrooks the foul on the Norchad O'Meara dunk. So Miami bidding to tie the game on 5 in a row. We're going to step aside for a break here. Look at that. Poplar one hand and the hammer from O'Meara. Chance to tie when we come back.
Hi, I'm Wolfgang Pack.
Sentence, but you can with Barbara Kennedy Dixon, who passed away almost 5 years ago from cancer, but a 2-time All-America, 3-time first-team All-ACC, twice the tournament MVP, and of course an honored jersey here at Littlejohn Coliseum, and was an athletic department administrator here at Clemson, or coaching for 31 years. And that's how you end up in the Ring of Honor, Dan. By the way, all of that. And on our weekend where they celebrate the men's basketball alumni, great to recognize maybe the premier legend in women's basketball here at Clemson. Free throw by O'Meara, no good, as we rejoin you. 10-9, and substitutions really both ways. Middlebrooks stays on the floor. O'Meara was set to check out, but Walker cannot get in the game after the missed free throw.
Well, O'Meara was actually sitting on the bench after the timeout, and his teammates reminded him that he wouldn't shoot the free throw.
And Galloway turned his back. Tyson threw it into the really good seats across the way. And here comes Walker and Bensley Joseph into the Miami lineup. And boy, Anthony Walker III, 6'9" junior from Baltimore. And Bonner, one of his impact guys is Bensley Joseph, 6'2" sophomore from Arlington, Mass.
Well, both Walker and Joseph come off the bench and are wonderful role players for this Miami team. Joseph is an outstanding defender, and he can shoot a little bit. A little bit sloppy here early, Wes, and each team, I think, is very fortunate that the turnovers they've had have not been transition turnovers to allow their opponent to get down and score easily.
Remember now, we're talking about styles making fights at the top. Remember now, Miami's the best field goal shooting team in ACC play at almost 48%. Clemson's #1 defending field goals. Miami really good in threes. Clemson #2 defending threes. And there's a turn and score for Hunter. Five minutes gone. Poplar, and here's Joseph against Hunter. Interesting to follow the matchups today too, Dan.
Absolutely. And Clemson's really pushing the defense out.
Joseph into the corner. 3-ball. Ring the bell for Jordan Miller.
That's going to be a really hard matchup for Shefflin, because Miller, he can shoot the three, and so if you lay off of him, that's a danger. If you get up close to him, he can drive right by. Jordan Miller leads the Hurricanes in assists in ACC play.
Galloway caught in a double team, and a whistle and foul.
Wes, and what we're seeing early here is Miami is really trying to trap and turn up the defensive pressure on things like screens. Just try to surprise the Tigers. Jim Larinaga would like his guys to generate some turnovers to get some easy baskets.
Here comes R.J. Godfrey, who, by the way, played 22 minutes the last 2 games and averaged 6 points and 6 rebounds. The reason I mentioned 22 minutes, Dan, that's double his conference average in terms of court time.
Well, he's played very well, and in a game like this, I think he's got a little more quickness, athleticism than Shefflin. He may be an important guy trying to match up against Miller.
Godfrey, double team again, and a travel going to be ticketed to the young freshman. 6'7", 235 pounds. Terrific young player for Brad Brownell is R.J. Godfrey. Clemson's third turnover. Miami's got a pair in the first almost 6 minutes.
Wes, do you get the impression everybody's still settling in? Well, not him.
Here's Galloway, and a foul called on the way up, and it'll be against Poplar. So Wooga Poplar's going to pay for one. The third on Miami, and a couple of free throws for Galloway.
And those are the kind of turnovers each team is trying to avoid, Wes.
So Galloway will go to the line. And he's already got 7. Free throw good. Don't forget, Tuesday night, another men's basketball doubleheader. Pittsburgh, who's got the weekend off, they're headed to meet Louisville at home at the Peterson Event Center. NC State travels to number 6 Virginia. And after the Cavaliers lost today and the way the Wolfpack were tested, Dan, by Georgia Tech, that one has got plenty on the table, doesn't it?
Oh, wow. It does. That's going to be a heck of a game.
Yep. That's Tuesday night, the doubleheader here on ACC Network.
Wes, one of the things that went really well for Clemson against Boston College is they made all 16 of their free throw attempts. They're 4 for 4 today so far.
Here is Poplar on the drive, the scoop, and we got another whistle and a foul, and that's on Godfrey. So RJ Godfrey's first. It's the third on Brad Brownell's club, and I believe Poplar is going to end up at the free throw line as a result here.
Well, Poplar is a guy, we talked about the fact that he's a terrific athlete, and he doesn't have that many free throw attempts, but he showed you right there he can drive the ball to the basket.
Free throw good. And of course, when we talk about free throw shooting, these are the top 3 in the ACC. Clemson's 1, Duke 2 later tonight, of course. And Miami 3. Poplar's got 4. He's only had 2 double-figure games in the last 6. One of them was a 14-point effort at Florida State. And you see Harlan Beverly see the floor for the first time. Junior from Detroit, who missed most of last year with some back issues, but has provided key minutes here, 14 minutes a game in conference play. Look at Dylan Hunter, now a double team, got it to Godfrey.
Miami really trying to apply the pressure.
Galloway, here's Godfrey, that's a 3, and that is good. Third 3 of the year for Godfrey. Very Bonner-like, I thought, with the shot fake. And
well, you know, he's now 3 for 4 in ACC play, shooting threes.
At the answer at the other end, the 3 ball goes bounding for Walker. Here's Middlebrooks. Galloway short, air ball, hits the inline. It'll go to Miami.
I'm not sure that Brad Brownell wants that particular shot. Now he wants this shot. This is just a really nice job by Godfrey to get his feet set. He was really close to the line.
Got a home rim. Got a home rim, didn't he?
You know, Miami is a little bit undersized, and I think Clemson would be well advised to move the ball, try to create some mismatches on the inside.
Beverly to Wong. O'Meara back on the floor. Remember, he's got a foul.
Look at this.
Oh, wow. Wong squeezed the trigger from between 2 Tigers. And last touch by Clemson, says Tim Clockerty. So it will stay with Miami with 8 to shoot. Here's Nijel Pack to replace Isaiah Wong. Now, Jim Larinaga, nice move here. You get Wong ahead of what might be a dead ball at the under 12. Here's Alex Hemingway to play for just the 2nd time since mid-December. Played 15 minutes the other night at Boston College. Walker turns with a right hand on Godfrey. O'Meara the rebound and fouled on the way up. And I believe Middlebrooks catches the foul. He does. That'll be his 2nd. 4 on Clemson. First Tiger with 2. And Norchad O'Meara, who was the Sun Belt Player of the Year a season ago at Arkansas State, to the line. One of the critical transfers into Jim Larinaga's program. 2-shot chance, and the first one no good. Don't forget Thursday night, a women's basketball doubleheader for you. Olivia Miles and number 9 Notre Dame host Pittsburgh at 6, and then NC State and Wake Forest from Winston-Salem, and of course the Deacons with the great star Jules Spear right here on ACC Network, always available on the ESPN app. O'Meara hits his first free throw in 3 tries, and Clemson with a 2-point lead. Tigers are 5 of their last 7 from the floor. Hunter pestered by Joseph. And there's a foul on Joseph. Banging into Godfrey.
As a defensive player, you're simply not allowed to blow right into the guy setting the screen.
Is that against the rules? Is that
it is. It is.
Okay,
it's not approved.
There's Alex Hemingway. Second game, first back at home.
Well, it's going to be an adjustment for him, Wes, trying to get back into the swing of things.
P.J. Hall returned as well, by the way, on the Middlebrooks foul. Here's Hunter. Chase to Dillon and then thrown away, trying to go cross court to Hemingway. Here is Pack on the layup, and we're tied. First points for Nijel Pack.
Wes, they had P.J. Hall on the inside, but Bensley Joseph put such great pressure on the ball handler that he couldn't see it.
Here's Chase Hunter, and he'll call a timeout. Walker and Beverly had forced the double team for Coach Larinaga. Timeout, tied at 17 at Tigertown.
Since I was little, I wanted to be a part of a team.
Rolls to the best. Right there, he's open, but Bensley Joseph does a great job jumping up in the air so Dylan Hunter can't see him, and instead Dylan Hunter throws the ball across the court, and Nijel Pack is just waiting for that. And so what Clemson wants to do, they want to put the ball in P.J. Hall's hands inside, but when you get pressure on the guards on the outside, sometimes they can't see to make that pass.
Brad Brownell and his staff knew Miami would pressure at the defensive end of the floor. What's made it work here, Dan?
Well, I think what has made it work for Miami is they're not doing it every time.
Right.
You know, they come down the court and they don't pressure. They just play regular defense, and then like the second or third time down the court, all of a sudden they're pressuring you when Clemson sets a screen, and the Tigers simply haven't reacted very well. I mean, Clemson's made some threes, but P.J. Hall has not been a factor in this game.
Yep. Jim Larinaga and his staff trying to take off one of the big portals in Clemson's success. There's Hemingway on a catch. They return it to Hunter. Now 10 to shoot. Chase caught in a double team. Here it is again. Fires it out front. Godfrey tees up another one. Off the rim. And boy, Hall thought he was fouled by A.J. Casey. But instead, the rebound for Miami.
Well, and again, Wes, that double team off the screen. P.J. Hall was alone inside, but they couldn't see him.
Yep.
And that's where the double teams are coming, is off those screens.
Look at Pack just circles the half court on the dribble and gets it back from Beverly, and the three spins out. Outlet for Hunter. Hemingway, here's Hall trailing, trying to get it to Godfrey on the block. R.J. Strong to the basket. 5 for the freshman.
And the difference there is P.J. Hall is big enough he can see over the top of Nijel Pack, and that's great position by Godfrey inside. Godfrey inside, and a really, really nice move.
Beverly attacking, hanging jump shot. Godfrey the rebound. Hunter wants Godfrey to help him. Now Hemingway launches. Jumped out of the hoop.
Now Hemingway, he's got to settle into the game, but I think that's too quick.
In the corner, a 3 ball off the arm of Bensley Joseph.
Now let's see if Miami traps this time down the court.
Here's Hall with Casey, back to Hunter. Chase working against Joseph. Little fall away. And the rebound for A.J. Casey. He's a 6'9" freshman from Chicago out of Whitney Young High School, which is one of the more heralded programs in Illinois. Pack against Hunter. Kick out. Long 3, Beverly. How about you? Harlan Beverly's 8th 3 of the year. And it's on the board to give Miami the lead at 20-19.
In ACC play, he comes in shooting only 27%, but that's what Miami wants to do. You drop the defense down, and they'll kick it out to a 3-point shooter.
Tyson rips it for Hemingway. Inside Hall. First points for P.J. Hall come with 9:22 to play in the first half.
That's a really good job by Hemingway to pass up the 3 and get a better shot.
All of this and Wong on the bench. Dan. Casey on the drive, scooped it up. Tyson pulls it away, and that'll be a foul on A.J. Casey. It'll be his first. It'll be 5 on Miami. Here comes Wong, Omier back onto the floor. Casey and Joseph out.
Wes, this is just a situation where the Clemson defense reacts down on the inside, trying to cover up Pack, and Pack does a great job finding an open man across the court.
Omier's return, Miller, Wong, Beverly for Miami.
Weston, the guy who stayed in the game is Godfrey.
Yeah.
See, there's the trap again.
Into the corner here is Galloway. Tried to slip it inside, turned it over. Was trying to get it to Godfrey. Here's Pack ahead for Beverly. And Miami, that's when the Canes are at their best.
And that's what they want to do. They want to force turnovers and get easy baskets.
Here's Hunter. Back for P.J. Hall, 3-ball away. Front rim miss. Tyson tried to keep it alive, and it ends up in the hands of Jordan Miller. Harlan Beverly on the drive, and Omier took it from Tyson and scored.
That's just great hands, Wes. We talked about the fact that Omier, they list him at 6'7", but he weighs 250 pounds.
Yep.
And that was just power. He just overpowered Hunter Tyson.
3-point lead for Miami. Here's Hall. Trying to help Tyson with a screen. Miami hedged on the double team. Now Galloway into the paint. Brevin squeezed it up. It fell off the iron. Godfrey missed the follow chance. And here's Miami now on a bit of a run.
It's a run keyed by their defense, Wes.
3-point lead for Larenega's team with 7.5 to go. Miller a 3. Tyson the rebound. Omier wanted a foul, didn't get it.
And Omier, he's talking to the official coming up the court.
Hunter out of the corner double team. Hall, Tyson, and Wong got a hand on a pass intended for Galloway. We thought it might be good. Two teams in the top 25 battling here today, Clemson. Brought to you by Food Lion.
Well, if you're Miami, you're looking to create extra opportunities, and here they do it on the offensive boards. And this is just Norchad Omier, who is an outstanding rebounder, particularly offensive. He just overpowers Hunter Tyson, who himself is one of the best rebounders in the ACC.
Omier's got 12 games this year with 10 or more rebounds. His high is 16 against Syracuse. And he does a terrific job. Now, this young man from Nicaragua, and you mentioned 6'7", 250 pounds. He averaged 18 and 12 last year at Arkansas State with 20 double-doubles, Dan. Well, I don't care where you get your double-doubles. When you get 20 of them, you're getting them.
He's got 3 rebounds today. They're all offensive rebounds.
Yeah, in fact, Clemson's been blanked at the offensive window. Galloway on an inbounds to Hunter.
And here's the trap again. You can't run away from it. Cross
court for Chauncey Wiggins, who's come in. Middlebrooks into the ball game as well, out of a double team, back for a Wiggins 3. Wow. 9th triple of the year for long, tall Chauncey Wiggins.
Wow, when Wiggins has some time, Wes, he can shoot the 3.
Well, he squared right up there. Tied it at 24. Well, what a fun game so far, huh? Glad we're here. Appreciate y'all being a part of it. Deep 3 from the Tiger Paw off the back iron for Pack. And then stolen on the outlet by Shefflin. Into the lane goes Miller, and the score. Turnover and immediate reward for Miami.
Shefflin just never saw him. Just never saw him. That's the thing that Jordan Miller does. He's such a smart player. Another turnover for Clemson, and another one that results in an easy basket.
2-point lead for the Canes, and there's an unforced error on the missed connection to Hunter. Poplar and Omier coming back for Miami during the break.
Shefflin gets the rebound, and he never sees Jordan Miller, who turns around and takes a look, and that's a very easy play for Miami.
Now neither Middlebrooks or Hall on the floor, and Omier's back out there with Shefflin. Here's Wong. Pack into the lane. Tyson defends. Tough shot. And Nijel Pack's got 4.
You can't guard him any better than that. That is a really tough shot. Nijel Pack. They list him at 6 feet tall. He got that one up over the 6'8" Hunter Tyson.
Here is Tyson trying to get into traffic, gets to the basket, but a whistle. Foul was on the deck. Earl Walton will ticket Wooga Poplar with his second, and that is 6 now on Miami.
Pack drives into the lane, and Tyson is in great position, Wes. And again, that's a 6-foot guy going up over a 6'8" guy.
So Poplar out, Harlan Beverly in, and here's the luxury of the depth that Miami has. Poplar coming off at sophomore, and of course you get Beverly, the 6'6" junior, who averages about 5 points a game too off the bench. Shot fake and a Hunter jump shot that bounds away. They scramble for it, and Wong's got it in the open floor. Trying to get to the basket around 3 Tigers, and then he threw it away. Trying to roll it out on the bounce pass to Pack. 4th turnover on Miami.
Wes, what's happening is when the Clemson big guys, Middlebrooks or Shefflin, set a screen, the Miami guys are double teaming and just ignoring them.
Shefflin. Here's Wiggins. Now Shefflin around O'Meara, got him in the air, can't finish, but draws the foul. Pretty crafty basketball from Ian Shefflin.
Well, that's a really good play by Shefflin, Wes. He has looked overmatched a little bit in this game so far. But that time he made the nice spin move, got to the basket, and that's the 2nd foul on Norchad O'Meara.
So O'Meara will go out of the ball game, I believe, as Anthony Walker has come to the table. Shefflin to the line, he's 75%. First of 2 is no good. Don't forget tonight, about 8:30 Eastern time, the Nothing But Net crew breaks down the day in the ACC, highlights and analysis of all the games, and a look ahead to the best games in the coming week. Kelsey Riggs with the national champs, Barry, Boozer, and Hancock on ACCN. Shefflin gets 1 of 2 for his first point. Miami by 3. Walker did come in, the 6'9" junior, to replace Norchad O'Meara.
And each team going with a little bit smaller lineup, Wes.
Miller against Tyson. Left-hand runner, no good. Tapped home his own miss. 9 for Jordan Miller, and there's that guy again, Dan.
What a quick jump. You know, he shot the ball, bounced down, and bounced right back up.
5-point lead, back to the biggest of the afternoon for Miami. Here's Hunter with Pack on him. Chase into traffic. Tyson launches and hits.
Wes, I'm telling you, they got away with one right there, did the Tigers, because that was a very weak pass from Hunter. It looks like he didn't get everything behind it. They were fortunate they didn't lose that ball.
14 of Miami's 30 have come in the paint. And every once in a while they throw one in from behind the line. Walker with Shefflin. Back to Isaiah Wong on the drive, and a foul. Coming on the drive, and free throws for Wong. And the foul will be on Wiggins. It'll be his first. 5 on Clemson.
Well, this is just a great job right here by Jordan Miller. He hits the floor and goes right back up. Hunter Tyson went to block the shot and took himself out of the play.
2 shots for Wong, 8th best free throw shooter in the ACC. And Bensley Joseph for Nijel Pack in the Miami lineup. Wong's got 3 points, couple of rebounds.
Well, Wong is a guy who can cruise along, having 3 or 4 points, and all of a sudden he explodes.
Yep. 4 now, and backcourt pressure offered by Joseph against Hunter.
And Joseph is a guy who can really pressure you.
Yep. Here's Galloway, who started off, really paced Clemson early. Shefflin. Hands to Hunter. Right back inside they go, and Shefflin sets it down.
Wes, what did I just say? They're ignoring Shefflin when he sets the screen, and that time Clemson was able to find him inside and make him pay for it.
Tigers to within a point. Travel on Bensley Joseph. That will get us to the timeout, the under 4, if you will. Tigers and Canes, and Ian Shefflin puts his name in the book.
Here, watch here. Here they're trying to set the play, and you notice Miami, and that's Anthony Walker right there. He is matched up against Ian Shefflin, and watch what he does when Shefflin makes this handoff, where he goes, and then Hunter is able to get around him, and so you got two guys trying to guard Hunter. That leaves a mismatch down on the inside. Shefflin does a great job getting position. That's what Clemson has not been doing effectively. When Miami has jumped those screens, the Tigers have not been able to get past the double team. If they can get past the double team, Wes, they've got a 4-on-3, and they took advantage that time.
Yep, and you can simulate as much as you want, but live game's a lot faster.
Until you see it.
Yep. 1-point game. Here is Hunter again. Now Tyson. Long three for the lead. Just shoot over it, Dan.
Well, that's another good way to do it. But see, Walker's playing off of him because he's trying to prevent him from throwing the ball inside.
Clemson back in front on the third triple of the half for Hunter Tyson. Walker tried to answer. Hunter the rebound. Tigers want to run here. I think 5 in the white might be feeling it. Lob for Hall. Saves it for Tyson. Juggled the catch. Now soft jumper.
That's a heck of a play, Wes. That's a heck of a play by Hall to get the ball. And then that was a perfect pass that Tyson just juggled, but he didn't take a bad shot.
We'll step aside. Clemson on a run to take a 4-point lead. Follow the league, and they're people that talk about the league. Well, people who follow the league and talk about the league know how good a year Hunter Tyson's had. Dan, a little run here shows you.
Well, Tyson, he hits the jumper because they give it to him wide open, and then they run out and they contest the three the next time, and he's able to drive the ball past and make a really tough shot.
All the building blocks he and P.J. Hall and Chase Hunter to a degree are put in to what is a terrific season so far for Clemson.
So far, and P.J. Hall did a great job, Wes, to run that pass down.
Yeah.
That ball was headed out of bounds.
Jordan Miller inside, offensive foul. Hunter Tyson draws that one.
Well, Hunter Tyson is a better matchup defensively against Jordan Miller. Miller was able to have his way with Shefflin, but Tyson, I mean, he moves his feet, he's got his position established, and Miller runs him over.
4-point lead. Tigers on a 7-0 run the last 95 seconds and change. Miller now will draw Tyson defensively, and here's Wiggins inside for Hall. Strong to the basket. Look, Casey did a terrific job defending the rim.
He sure did, but if you're Hall, you got to make that shot. You got to use your power and get that one.
And that was rejected by Wiggins.
We've had a couple of good plays at the basket by defenders. And again, Pack is 6 feet tall, and Wiggins was standing there waiting for him. That's a nice job to avoid the foul.
Wong, back rim miss.
Well, if you're Clemson, you got to take advantage of the fact that Wong is struggling offensively.
Hunter. P.J. Hall trying to help with the screen. Chase on the drive, left it short. Now Isaiah Wong tries to create an opportunity for Miami, who trails 4. Beverly against Wiggins. Behind the back, nice pass, terrific layup, Nijel Pack. Harlan Beverly with the full bag of tricks.
How did Beverly even see him, Wes?
Stops the 7-0 run by the Tigers. Hall squares. Jumper bounds away.
P.J. Hall had a tough game at BC the other night, and he's having a tough afternoon so far.
Yeah, just 1 of 4 and a 3 ball off the mark from Wong. Here is Hunter walking it into the forecourt. We go inside of a minute.
Looks like everybody's trying to catch their breath. Wes, this has been a very intense.
So is his full house at Littlejohn. Hunter a shot fake. Now he'll take Pack to the basket. Scoop. It bounces off.
Tough shot, Wes.
2-point game. And the dunk for Beverly in transition. 7 off Larinaga's bench for the Detroit junior.
Wes, and sometimes when you're taking tough shots, it allows your opponent to get out and go. It's just almost like a turnover.
5-second differentials. We wind down this half. Locked up at 35. Brad Brownell shouts the offensive set he wants for his team. 10 to shoot. Back for Hunter from Galloway. 4 to shoot. Here's Hunter working around. 3 ball. Off the back rim. 4 seconds left. Here's Wong. He'll race it across the midcourt. Galloway reached in. Here's Wong, and he won't go because the horn had sounded. So they're tied at 35. Two of the best teams in the ACC. Clemson is 10-2 in the league. Miami is 8-4. Virginia, Pitt, and
fouls for Miami.
Yep.
The only guy with 2 personal fouls for Clemson is Middlebrooks, but of course he's not in there at the moment.
O'Meara, here's Wong, and Poplar as Miami gets their offense going here.
And Wong had a very, very quiet first half, but that won't continue.
And there on cue is Isaiah Wong. His second field goal, both are threes. And he has now got 7 in the ball game, and Miami's got an early 3-point lead here at half 2.
And I think if you're Clemson, Wes, you got to play good defense, but you've got to be able to score consistently because Miami's going to put points on the board.
Tyson in the double team had it jarred loose by Poplar. 12 to shoot, and here's Hall with O'Meara. And PJ working on the big fella. Lost it, turning into the lane. Hall will go to the deck, and a held ball will go to Clemson.
Wes, and again, we see P.J. Hall struggling, trying to back O'Meara down. O'Meara just won't give way.
Yep.
And Hall isn't able to handle the ball when the defense comes to help out.
4 to shoot for the Tigers. And the baseline for Chase Hunter. And here's Galloway, who went a long time without scoring after a hot start, and that 3 is off the rim.
Wes, his last basket was at 16:31 left in the first half.
Pack had a 3 rattle out. Galloway trying to use the Hall screen. Shefflin for Tyson. Back for P.J. Hall, 3 ball. Well, okay. I can't work at the block. I'll step out here.
Man, he's a pretty good 3-point shooter.
20th 3 of the year for Hall. 38 all the score.
Each team has been in the man-to-man defense. Miami doing a lot of pressure, and in the first half, we'll see if they continue those double teams in the second.
Poplar with Tyson trying to cover. 10 to shoot. Wong on the bounce off the O'Meara screen. That's what Isaiah Wong does, and the jumper won't go. Hall tried to keep it alive. Fresh 20 from Miami if they want it. Jordan Miller. And he almost threw it in the backcourt. Terrific save by Pack. Here's Wong with 10 to shoot.
Another offensive rebound for Miami.
3 ball Pack. Got it. And a deep one for Nijel Pack. His 53rd 3 of the year, his first today.
Now the extra opportunities, Wes, are really starting to add up for the Hurricanes.
Yep. 3-point lead again for Miami. Hunter. Tyson will try and tie. Cannot. O'Meara the rebound.
Well, I think if you're Clemson, you're satisfied with that shot by Tyson every time. Of course, you'd like to see it go in, but Clemson relies on Hunter Tyson to make that one a great majority of the time.
Here is Miller with Shefflin. 10 to shoot again. Trying to go to O'Meara. Here is Miller. Skip back. Poplar will try a 3 and hit. How about this? 3 threes by Miami to start the half. And the lead, its largest now for the Canes. It's 6. Hall and O'Meara again. PJ trying to roll on O'Meara with the right hand. Scores it.
Well, that looks more like the P.J. Hall we're used to seeing, Wes. Got himself to a good spot, and he's able to get up over O'Meara.
Cuts the Clemson deficit to 4 early here in the second.
Miami can really put pressure on your defense when they got a lot of guys who can contribute.
Pack slides through. Hall blocked it. Shefflin the rebound. Here's Hunter. Stops and pops. Nope. And the rebound, O'Meara.
When you got a wide open one like that, Wes, I think you have to take it.
Here's Poplar. Step in 2, and he knocks it down. I don't know how many has Miami missed here in the second half. My goodness. Canes are 5 from Poplar, 9 in the game, and the lead back to 6. They are 4 of 7 from the floor here in the second half, including 3 threes.
Well, Wes, remember, one of those threes came after an offensive rebound, so they got back one of their misses and converted it into a 3.
Here's Hall and O'Meara again. PJ right-hand jump hook, rolling now, 7.5, 9 in the game for PJ Hall.
Now Clemson, which played very well defensively in the first half, really has to dig in now, Wes. They may have found something inside with PJ Hall. Remember, O'Meara has those 2 personal fouls.
Here's Wong trying to use that O'Meara screen. Miller a 3. Oh. Wow. Miami now has got 4 threes in their 5 made field goals, and the lead, its largest, at 7. They are 4 for 5 behind the line to start the second 20 minutes. Here's Hunter. Kick out for Hall, 3 ball away. Long rebound, Pack ahead. Hall stole it. Intended for O'Meara. Outlet to Hunter. Ahead for Tyson. Galloway short. And it will bound away out of bounds, and that will get us to a timeout. A long distance flurry from Miami here, Dan.
Well, these guys can shoot it, Wes. We said they're one of the best offensive teams in the conference. They've got a 7-point lead.
Hello. For like threes, you've come to the right spot here in half 2.
Well, these guys, they only shot 25% in the first half, Wes, but they have a lot of weapons. They've made 4 of 5 3-point baskets here in the second half. And Wes, the 4 3-point baskets have been made by 4 different guys. Poplar's made 1, Miller's made 1, Wong's made 1, Pack's made 1.
Yeah, Pack shot it from where it might be 5 points. He was standing out there in one of the Tiger paws. One of the Tiger toes. 7-point lead and the ball for Miami. Poplar, and here is Nijel Pack. Walker on a hard drive against Godfrey, who spelled Shefflin during the timeout. Wong in traffic and 1.
Wes, that is one of the things that is so difficult to defend about Miami. That we talked about how Wong, he'll go along and, you know, he doesn't seem to be doing very much. But then all of a sudden, when they need points, he's able to go and get a basket. He's made a 3. Now he drives into the lane and scores.
Yep. First on the redshirt freshman Beetle, and Wong's got 6.5. And make it 10 in the ball game.
And Clemson's in a little bit of trouble here, Wes.
Yep, it's a 10-point game.
This is a point in the game where if they're going to get back in, they got to start crawling in.
Tigers, who are riding a 15-game win streak here at Littlejohn Coliseum. Boy, they back off Beetle now. Josh, 4 of 20 from 3 this year. Hall double teamed, and a foul going to be called on Isaiah Wong. And the head coach of the Hurricanes right here in front of us, not particularly happy with the whistle.
Well, Wong is trying to get there while Hall is dribbling the basketball, and he doesn't make it. Hall is picking up the ball. If he gets there while Hall's dribbling the ball, the referee lets him take it. But usually they're not going to let a guard slap down when the big guy is holding the ball.
We don't see Beetle and Hunter together much for Brownell, but we are here in this exchange with almost 6 minutes gone. Here's Hunter. Floater good. Chase Hunter now, just his second field goal. Been a quiet day for number 1.
Yeah, it sure has. And just as it was quiet for Wong in the first half, and he's gotten going in here in the second, Hunter needs to get going in the second half for Clemson.
Miami the ball with the 8-point advantage. Poplar on the drive, had it knocked away. Tigers in transition, 3-on-2. Hunter a little Euro floater, no good. They crash the glass. Tyson couldn't control it. Miami trying to turn and burn. And a carry by Miller. He faked the ball handoff. And Jim Larinaga, who uses that whistle to get his club's attention.
He's got one of the best whistles ever, Wes. And he's holding the ball, and he
rolled it.
He rolled it, picked it up in his hand, and then started again. That's easy.
That's the old World Be Free dribble, isn't it? The one where you roll it back. For those of you not familiar, just Google it. Bensley Joseph checks in. He's a defensive stopper. He'll get Hunter for Miami.
Well, and Godfrey is back in the game because Shefflin was having a hard time matching up against Jordan Miller.
Yep. Here's Hall, skips it to the corner. Hunter a triple. Couldn't ask for a better look for Chase Hunter.
Well, Wes, what did the Tigers miss? 17 straight field goal attempts in the game against Boston College.
Did. Yep.
And Boston College played pretty good defense, but all of the shots that they missed weren't contested shots. This is what we're saying. When you play Miami, Miami exerts offensive pressure on you. They score, and that puts pressure on your offense to match them. And so far here in the second half, the Tigers haven't been able to do it.
Beadle commits his second. He'll stay on the floor. And there is a two-point basket for Wong. Now all of a sudden he's got 8, make it 12 in the game. 10-point lead again. Boy, the flurry from Miami, the 4 threes to start the second half are the markers here in the ball game. Beadle on the drive, turns with the left hand. O'Meara clears it.
Wes, that's great defense. Beadle drives into the lane, and there's 4 green shirts standing there waiting for him.
Clemson is minus 14 on the glass. Poplar's 3. And Godfrey clears.
Got to make sure in this sequence that either Hunter Tyson or P.J. Hall handle the ball in scoring position.
Hunter. And O'Meara and Poplar took it away. Norchad the floor and can't finish. But they get the rebound. Poplar scurries through and collects it. 30 rebounds now for Miami.
Boy, and O'Meara is really mixing it up with a lot of people out there. He's got to be careful.
Walker on a hard drive. Into the corner, and a 3-ball just barely misses. Grazed the rim off the hand of Joseph. And now all of a sudden we get a break at the under 12 here. Miami's got a 10-point lead. Isaiah Wong leading the way for the Canes in half 2.
There are all
Food line this afternoon on ACC Network, and Miami's built a 10-point lead here at Littlejohn against Clemson. And Dan, the rebound margin is plus 13, and you see the note, 24 straight wins for the Canes when they win the rebound margin.
Wes, they have really done an outstanding job on the boards, and so far Clemson has 0 offensive rebounds. So for the Tigers, it really is one and done.
Yeah.
And the other thing, Clemson hasn't been able to get to the free throw line. They've attempted 6 free throws, made 5. At Boston College, they were 16 of 16 from the line, so they were able to get to the line. But Miami's playing good defense without fouling, and here in the second half, Miami started to put the ball in the basket on a regular basis.
And it's a 10-4 advantage rebound-wise for Miami in the second half. Tigers down 10 as we rejoin you. Hall. Here's Hemingway off the screen.
Well, that's what Hemingway does. He's a three-point shooter, Wes, and he's a catch-and-shoot three-point guy.
And we're going to get a foul on Beadle. And it will be his 3rd all here in the second half. 3rd on Clemson.
Wes, you see an awful lot of illegal screens called on offensive players, but you know, if they're established and set, the defense can't just run right through them.
Walker tried to bounce it to O'Meara. The catch on Hall, and he'll miss the shot. But P.J. Hall will get ticketed with his 2nd and 4 now on the Tigers. So a couple of free throws for O'Meara.
One of the things that happens here with Miami knocking down threes, that forces the Clemson defense to push out a little further. And so that creates a one-on-one opportunity inside for O'Meara. And again, at his size, he's only 6'7", but that he's very muscular.
Free throw is good. 6 now for O'Meara. Don't forget a special edition of All Access, the ACC Life, Monday night at 7 o'clock. And This is about the civil rights movement. Dowling Cuff will host a journey that features ACC student athletes and administrators from all 15 member schools as they made the move from Montgomery to Selma and, of course, the Edmund Pettus Bridge. 7 o'clock Eastern on ACC Network and always available on the ESPN app. 7 for Omier now, and the lead is a dozen.
Well, they can post him up inside because of his muscularity.
And that's an offensive foul on Hall. Walker did a terrific job stepping in the line of fire, and the collision by Hall will make it his 3rd and the 5th on Clemson.
When again, there's the double team of the guy coming off the screen, and that time Walker reacted perfectly to help out on the inside. And so that's 2 quick fouls on Hall, and let's see if Miami tries to go back to Omier. With Clemson's defense worried about the 3-point shooting, there's not a lot of help for Hall inside.
Well, and you said we started the half maybe with Clemson trying to gear in on Omier to get him a 3rd, and now Hall's got 3. Clemson's got 5 fouls. Miami 1 here in the second half. Here is Beverly rerouting on Hemingway, and that'll be an offensive foul on Harlan Beverly using the left arm. His first, second in the half on Miami.
Sometimes the best defense, Wes, is just to get in the way. And that's exactly what Hemingway did. He was beaten off the dribble, and Beverly made a mistake pushing off.
Walker switched off on Hemingway. Clemson's gone 3.5 without a basket. Trailing now by 12. Hunter, Galloway, that was partially blocked by Bensley Joseph.
Joseph just scrambles out there.
Sure does. Here is Pack, a fall away. And Omier had it, lost it. Hunter away into the corner. Galloway 3. First points since early in the first half. Double figures now for Brevin Galloway.
And that was a basket that Clemson desperately needed, Wes.
Tigers cut it back to single digits. Under 10 to go. Omier with Hall defending. And off the foot of Norchad Omier and turned over to Clemson.
Tigers looking for baskets, and this is a nice job by Galloway to run to the open area, and Hunter finds him, and then down on this end, Hemingway does a nice job helping out against Omier and forces the turnover. Now can the Tigers convert again?
Here's Hall on the post. Hands to Hunter. Shot fake Galloway, little floater. Hall, the tap followed. First offensive rebound of the day for Clemson on P.J. Hall's 5th field goal. 5 in a row, and Jim Larinaga smartly punches a timeout here. Miami doesn't need to turn it over or give Clemson any more momentum in a building where they've won 15 straight.
When the details take precedence, the rest?
It's 3 halves, Dan.
Wes, it sure has been. He's made 4 of his 5 field goal attempts. He's helped out very well defensively, and he's had a little bit of better success against Omier. And now Galloway drives to the basket, and because he draws the defense, including Omier, Hall is in position for the first offensive rebound of the game for Clemson. So Hall has it rolling a little bit, but Clemson needs to get somebody else going here in the second half. Hunter Tyson, he's only taken 1 shot here in the second half, and he missed it.
Omier and Hall, remember, one playing with 3, one playing with 2. Here's Pack. Hall trying to help. Step back, Pack 3. Wow. Nijel Pack with 6.5. A pair of 3s, a dozen in the game, and the lead back to 10.
And not a great deal you can do about that if you're P.J. Hall. He did everything he could to try to stay in front of him, but Hall can't guard him out there.
Right corner, Galloway. Inside, here's Hall, and scoring.
And that's fine, Wes. That's exactly what Clemson needs to do, but it's going to be hard to come back if you're trading 2s for 3s.
P.J. 5 for 6 in the second half now from the floor for his 11 points. Wong. Now here's Pack, who's riding a hot hand. Now Wong attacks on the dribble with 7. Back for Pack, and a long 3 again. Tyson the rebound. Tigers trailing 8. And 8 minutes to go here at Little John. Hemingway, little floater, rimmed off. Poplar the rebound.
Wes, they got to figure out a way to get Hunter Tyson the ball inside against Wooga Poplar. He's really got an advantage in there.
O'Meara squeezes up and under. Norchad O'Meara, his third field goal, gives him 9. 4 in the second half, and Miami pushes it right back to double figures.
He does such a great job using that big body of his, and P.J. Hall has to be careful. They got to bring some help, and it's dangerous because Miami's got three-point shooters out there.
In the corner, Hemingway knocks it down. Alex Hemingway's first point since December 17th on his 28th three-pointer.
Well, now can you get a stop, Wes?
Yep.
That's the question for the Clemson Tigers.
Miami has had great precision on offense here in the second half.
Wes, we talked about how they're a really good offensive team.
Pack had it rim off. Keep your eye on 5 in the white here. It's been a quiet second half for Hunter Tyson. He's 3 away from 1,000 in his career, by the way. Hunter, bounce pass, Hall fouled on the way up by Nijel Pack. Third on Miami, first on the sophomore from Indianapolis. Nijel Pack's been terrific.
Well, this is really a tough. Hall is doing everything he can, but Pack just drives him off with the dribble and then drills the 3. Wow.
Dan, just in case you were wondering. Third time
Wes, that's one thing that I was not wondering about.
Yeah.
I wonder about a lot of things, but I wasn't wondering about that.
Third time since 1960, neither team's been ranked, by the way.
Third time.
Third time since 1960.
That's impossible.
First time since 1958, I think, that nobody named Krzyzewski or Smith is involved in the game ever. Or any, Smith, Guthridge, Doherty, Williams. Free throw by Hall is good. Front end of a 2-shot chance for P.J. Hall. Don't forget women's basketball for you on Thursday night. Double dip. Olivia Miles and number 9 Notre Dame welcome Pitt to South Bend, and then NC State Wake Forest follows from Winston-Salem at the Joel. Thursday night, ACC basketball on ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app. Hall's got them both, and Middlebrooks get a couple of minutes in here banging around with Norchad O'Meara as Tigers are within 5.
P.J. Hall has 13 points in the second half, Wes, and the Tigers really need to get somebody else going. Hunter is 2 for 10, Galloway's 3 for 10.
Wong through 2 screens and the catch, and Middlebrooks the switch defensively.
That's a nice job by Middlebrooks.
Right back
to do it
Wong.
again.
Long 3, and the rebound for Tyson, who just squared on Norchad O'Meara to get the box out. There's a loop ahead, and Middlebrooks the catch and score. To within 3 are the Tigers as we go inside 6 to play. Poplar. And here is Pack against Chase Hunter. On the drive, Middlebrooks there. 7 to shoot. Feeds Miller, missed it. Rebound, Middlebrooks. Hunter. Oh, he shook Norchad O'Meara. Couldn't finish.
That's a tough shot, Wes.
Pack on the drive and draws the foul from Middlebrooks. 3rd on Ben Middlebrooks, 6 on Clemson, and a couple of free throws coming for Nijel Pack.
Chase Hunter does a great job with the block out of O'Meara, and then for one of the few times today, the Tigers get out running. Nice job by Middlebrook to get down the court before everybody else.
Crowd booing at the replay on the board here at Little John as Pack goes to the line and knocks the free throw down. 84%, but just the 20th attempt of the year for Nijel Pack.
That might be a big turnaround in this game. The 2 that Chase Hunter didn't get because he was forced into a difficult shot, and then the free throws here.
Pack's got 14 now with 4 rebounds and 3 assists, and he's got 8.5. And Miami back by 5. Hemingway Now here's Hunter in the double team. Skip into the corner for Tyson. Nice recovery by Miami's Wooga Poplar. On the drive, slips it, Middlebrooks. And it fell off. He battles for it, lost it.
Wes, you have to dunk that.
On the doorstep, Middlebrooks couldn't finish. 5-point game, under 5 to go.
Not going to get a better shot than that.
Wong trying to beat Galloway. All the way into the corner. Here's Poplar, a catch and shoot. Got it. Wooga Poplar, 8.5, 12 in the game.
Wes, he has been a huge offensive factor. And what a play by Wong to find him.
5 straight by Miami to push it back to 8. Hemingway trying to cut into it. It's short. Middlebrooks tapped it up off the glass and it went in.
Wes, he missed one that couldn't have been any easier, and then that was an unbelievably tough one. Great hustle by Middlebrooks.
Degree of difficulty pretty high.
Yeah.
6-point game. Wong. Trying to set up Galloway. The spin, the layup, beautiful twist, and score by Isaiah Wong.
Wes, I can't tell you how important it is in a game like this coming down the stretch to have a closer, and that's what Isaiah Wong is.
Yep. 14 points now for Wong, 10 in the second half. 8-point lead. Galloway on the attack. He will squeeze and score. Wong draws the foul, his second, 4th on Miami. Timeout as we go under 4 at Littlejohn. ACC Network Basketball is presented by Food Lion, the official grocer of the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Running a food pantry can be a lot of work.
25 previous meetings in their coaching careers of Jim Larinaga and Brad Brownell. Larinaga's got a 5-game lead on Brownell, but I tell you what, both these guys are grinding, and so are their teams. Here's Galloway going to the break, Dan, to draw the foul from Wong.
Galloway just does a great job using his pivot foot on the inside. Nobody comes to help. Galloway's a powerful guy, and that's a basket that the Tigers really needed.
O'Meara, Miller, Wong, Pack, and Wooga Poplar.
And P.J. Hall back in for the stretch run. We wanted to know who from Clemson was going to help out P.J. Hall, and here it's been Galloway.
Yep.
Again, Hunter Tyson has been quiet in this second half, has only attempted 1 field goal.
Galloway knocks down the free throw. He's 5 for 5, 6.5, 15 in the game, and his return to the Tiger lineup after a lower abdomen injury forced him to miss 2 games. Now Nijel Pack against Chase Hunter. Miller using the O'Meara screen. Jump shot on Tyson, and Hall the rebound.
And Clemson's playing Hemingway, and that has allowed Tyson to be able to match up against Jordan Miller, and that's a much better defensive matchup for the Tigers.
Here is Tyson trying to score on Poplar. Got in the air, and the cylinder, right? It's on Poplar. Tyson established his space here, right, Dan?
Yeah, and you can't jump into that space, and this is exactly what happens here. Tyson has the ball, and he jumps right into him. That's called the cylinder.
Yep.
Unless you have an imaginary cylinder around you that's basically your space, and you can't jump in there and create contact.
Here's Hunter on the handoff. They try to get it to Tyson. Instead, here's Hall. You wondered at the half about 2-4 in the white. 3-point game, under 3 to go. Here is Pack. Inside scores.
Oh,
tough shot.
Wow.
Nijel Pack.
What a shot.
He has been terrific.
Wes, we talked about this dynamic backcourt. These guys make plays.
Back to a 5-point Miami lead. Tyson thought about it. He will shoot. Back rim miss.
Really good defense by Poplar.
Yep.
Tyson, I think, has a better advantage against Poplar on the inside. On the outside, I think Poplar can handle it.
Omier. Wong now with help. Galloway played under the screen, the drive, and the shot fell out.
Well, Wes, I think we're in must-score territory for Clemson here.
Inside 2 to go. Hunter on the drive. Came to a stop, finds Hall against Omier.
Boy, has he put on a show in the second half.
Inside 90 seconds to go, and a Jim Larinaga timeout. 1:26 to go in a 3-point game with the Tigers and Canes.
273
For Miami, and Nijel Pack is taken to center stage.
Wes, we talked about having closers, and Pack is just like that. I mean, this guy is 6 feet tall. He uses his quickness to freeze P.J. Hall and then gets the ball up past him. That's just a heck of a play.
P.J. Hall's got 19 in the game, but Dan, he's been all over the place. 17 of it in the second half.
Well, he does a great job. They find him here, and those are the kind of shots he was struggling with in the first half, but he just powers his way to the basket, as we are very accustomed to seeing. You know, Miami's got veteran guys and excellent guards, and that's exactly what you need in this kind of a situation.
Pack circles around. Hunter plays all the way through for it. Now here's Pack at the top. Miller with Tyson there. 5 to shoot. Lost it on the dribble. 2-1. Miller forces it. It grazes the iron. They scramble for it. Omier got it back and draws the foul.
Wes, you have to get that rebound if you're the Tigers. That was a great defensive set.
It's on Galloway. 7 now on Clemson. And
Wes, I think
2 shots for Omier.
The Tigers have a better chance if that ball actually hits the rim and bounces the way a normal rebound does. But Omier, just with great hands, gets in there and grabs it.
First run from Omier is good. Don't forget Tuesday night, more ACC basketball. Louisville and Pittsburgh at the Peterson Event Center. Jeff Capel's team enjoying the weekend off after a big win in Chapel Hill. NC State at Virginia, 9 o'clock on ACCN and the ESPN app. And Omier only got 1 of the 2.
He's only a 66% free throw shooter in ACC play. Now, if you're Clemson, can you take advantage?
Inside a minute to go, Clemson down 4. Hunter, Hemingway, Tyson on the drive, back for Hall. 10 to shoot for the Tigers. PJ rolling on Omier, put it up, no whistle. Tyson tried to follow. Brad Brownell, I think, really wanted a foul call there, did not get it, and now with 28 seconds left, Tyson has to foul Wooga Poplar. That will be the first on Tyson. That's 8 on Clemson, and Poplar 1-1 down here to our right.
Well, Wes, once again, P.J. Hall isn't able to force his way past Omier, and with the shot clock running down, he's got no choice but to launch this one up there. You know, Omier keeps his position. There's nothing there. I don't see anything there. And then Tyson, he just mistimed that.
Yep. So here is Poplar, 84% and 2 for 2. 8.5. And the free throw good, and that makes it a 5-point game.
Poplar has had a heck of a game, Wes.
Yep.
And not only offensively, but you have to say that his defensive effort is a big reason why we haven't heard at all from Hunter Tyson in this half.
Yep. Very quiet second half for Tyson, who had 11 in the first half.
Wes, it's hard to score if you never shoot the ball, and he's only attempted 1 shot in this half.
Yep. 10.5, 14 in the game for Poplar.
You got to go quickly, and you got to get a 3.
Hunter on the drive, and a timeout for Brownell. That's 6 for Chase Hunter. With 21.2 left, it's a 4-point game. 73-69 Miami, who is trying to win their 4th road game in conference play this year. They have split their last 8 games. They're 17-5 and 8-4.
But
Clemson at 10-2, though. Clemson's got a little wiggle room because Virginia lost today, too, Dan.
And if you're the Clemson Tigers, you're looking obviously to force a 5-second violation or to get a steal. And if you don't, then you've got to foul right away. But you've got a problem in there because Isaiah Wong in conference play, 86% from the free throw line. Jordan Miller, 80%. Nijel Pack, 90%. Wooga Poplar, 80%. And they just put Harlan Beverly in the game. He's 93%.
There's a quick look. We show you the landscape on Clemson and Miami. And remember, this is a single game in the ACC. So whoever wins the game has the tie break if those two end up tied somewhere or another in the standings. And these single games have proved to be really interesting so far.
Wes, and so they put ball handlers in the game, and they took Omier out of the game.
Yep.
Omier is a 66% free throw shooter. The lowest percentage free throw shooter on the court right now is 78% for Miami.
Trying to get it into Pack. They get it to Miller. Now back to Wong, and there's the reach around foul by Tyson, and that's not the guy. But you didn't have much choice, as Dan just outlined.
You have no time.
And so you talk about closing. Isaiah Wong with 19 seconds left got a chance to push it to 6. Beverly was checking in for Nijel Pack. It's a 1-and-1 for Isaiah Wong. And it's good.
And Wong, Wes, just never changes his facial expression.
And the second one no good. 5-point game, but 18 seconds to play.
Got to go.
Clemson's got to look for a 3 here early. They try to get it to Tyson. He makes the save. 9 seconds left. He will drive and lay it up. Timeout, Brad Brownell with 6.2 left. It's a 3-point game.
They were trying to find Tyson. They were trying to find Hemingway. And Miami knows what they're trying to do, and they just reacted very well. Tipping that ball in the air. What did that take? About 3 seconds?
Yeah. And Hunter Tyson ends up getting his first points of the second half with just 6.2 seconds left after an 11-point first half. And now Dylan Hunter's going to come in the game, and Clemson is going to go for the quick foul. However, it will be their 10th. The next foul will be 10 on Clemson, so it'll be 2 shots on every common foul for Miami.
Well, Wes and Miami put their free throw shooters back in the game. So.
Right. We thought that this 30-second meeting all time between the two might be pretty good, and I'd say it's delivered.
Well, Wes, Miami, it seems that they play nothing but close games.
They've had 5 games in conference play of 5 or less or overtime. Clemson's had 4.
Well, Wes, they took control of this game at the end of the first half. They were down 35-31. They scored the last 4 points of the half. And then they came out red hot from 3 in the second half, built a 10-point lead, and the Tigers have never recovered.
And a foul quickly on Chase Hunter, trying to get Nijel Pack. And that's Hunter's first. 10 on Clemson with 4.8 left in a 3-point game. And essentially, Pack's going to get 2 free throws here. He's had a marvelous second half. He's got 10.5 and 16 in the game.
Well, in that Virginia Tech game, Wes, the last 5 minutes of that game, he scored 17 points.
Yep. And the first free throw is good, and that makes it a 2-possession game. And here comes Wiggins and Hemingway, Godfrey, and Dylan Hunter out.
And Jim Larinaga is telling his guys no foul.
Right.
Clemson doesn't have time for 2 possessions, Wes.
And the free throw is good for Pack. And Tyson, and Miami put some backcourt pressure out there. Inbounds to Hemingway. 3, 2, long 3 by Hemingway rings the bell. 76-74 with 0.9 left to go. Alex Hemingway spots up from the Tiger paw.
Well, now the referees will go and they will check and make sure the clock is right.
Boy, some kind of gutty 3 from Hemingway, huh?
Wow.
If you're Clemson here in a 2-point game, and again, we talk about 1 possession, 2 possession, you've almost got to commit the foul before the ball's in play, right?
Well, Wes, you want to steal it. I mean, I don't think you have if you commit the foul before the ball comes in play, yes, that's fine. Here, let's look and see. Now, remember, it's when the ball goes through the basket, so maybe, I don't know, 1.1?
Maybe.
And it doesn't have to go, it's not when it all goes all the way through the net, it's when it gets down past the ring.
Okay. So they may tack a 1/10 of a second on.
Yeah, maybe.
They're going to go one even. Talk about your logistics and game management. There's your logistics. Clemson, who'd won 3 of their last 4, took an 8-point loss at Boston College Tuesday night. They got a week off when this one ends. They'll be in Chapel Hill next Saturday for Carolina.
Wes, now let's talk about the clock here.
Okay.
The clock starts as soon as somebody inbounds touches the ball.
Okay.
So the ideal thing for the Clemson Tigers would be to force a 5-second count. So that way they would have a second if they did get the ball back. Now you might say, well, why doesn't Miami just take the ball and throw it the length of the court? Well, if they do and nobody touches it, then no time will run off the clock and Clemson will get the ball out of bounds under their own basket.
Jim Larinaga said, if we can't get the ball in, we're calling timeout. He's got one left. And that's what he's going to use it for. Isaiah Wong can run the end line, and Tim Clockerty's telling him that. Here is Wong. Gets it in bounds, and a quick foul with 0.7. And I believe Chase Hunter collided with Nijel Pack. So the foul on Hunter, his second, and 2 free throws for Pack. Clemson is out of timeouts.
So Wes, what you have to do is hope that you get a missed free throw here, at least one of the 2.
Right.
And then you have a chance, you know, all these teams, day before the game, they practice half-court shots.
Nijel Pack just came over and asked Jim Larinaga, do I miss the second one on purpose?
Well, and again, that would make it harder for Clemson, but I don't think you want to do that.
Here's the first one, and that's good.
Yeah, so if you make the second when the game's over, you don't want to miss the second one.
I understand. I just wanted to share the conversation with you here.
Nijel Pack overthinking it a little bit there.
(77-74). And he tried to throw it high off the back, and it didn't, but it's a 4-point game. Hunter Tyson from 3-quarter court. And the ball game is over. Miami, a terrific road win for Jim Larinaga's team, Dan.
Well, it really was a terrific win. And again, their offense carried them in the second half.
For Dan Bonner, Rick Bagby, Kurt Sutton, Wes Durham. 78-74, Miami a winner. Off to Chestnut Hill. Here's John Meter Perrell.
Very much, Wes, and we welcome you to ACC.